Good evening, traders. Today is Thursday, December 29th, 4:25 p.m. Central Time. Markets have been closed. Had a big green day today. All indices up. Nasdaq up 2.59%. S&P 1.75. Dow Jones 1.05%. So does that mean all is right in the world now? Is everything hunky-dory, ready to rock and roll for tomorrow? Well, let's find out. Let me start with some observations that I didn't really share this morning, but now that I have some time to kind of regroup. So at 5 p.m. yesterday, huge green candle right here. See that? In extended hours. Huge. You think that might explain something to do with this rise in extended hours and pre-markets and then the rise today? That might have something to do with it. So, what I was looking for, and as I was saying in this morning's session, was look for failed back tests. Today did not deliver any of those failed back tests. In the final 5 minutes of trading, let me zoom in. Okay, hold on, right here we go. Right here. In the final 5 minutes, the last 5-minute candle, since this is a 5 minutes chart, I was watching it like, oh, here we go. It's coming right down to the EMA 50 line here, right here on the 5 minutes chart. And what did it stop at? That candle closed at 383.39. The EMA 50, 383.39 exactly. That's no accident. Okay? Now, having said that though, in extended hours, as soon as the markets closed, it lost the EMA 50. Okay? That could be a part of the consolidation process though, right? It came up, held the line as long as it could, and then it finally starts to go down. So this could just be a consolidation process, and I want to show you in the next slide what that could look like. It might shock you what the 5-minute MACD looks like on SPY futures, but okay. So essentially all day, it chose the this is a 5 minute chart. It chose the SMA 20 line and respected it all day, even all of last night. See that? It didn't even touch the EMA 50 line all day. It might have wicked and touched it. Yeah, it wicked a couple times. But other than that, the candle body didn't touch the EMA 50 line on the 5 minute chart except for the last 5 minutes. Okay? It respected that SMA 20. Look at that, perfectly with surgical precision. Look at this. Here, hugging it, fall through, come back. It's resistance right here. Push through, now it's support. I mean, look at that. Absolute 100% accuracy all day. It tracked to the 5 minute SMA all day. And it found briefly the EMA 50 as support. Now check this out. I drew this in. This is a support line. This is basically like from the afternoon. From the rest of the afternoon. Maybe even late morning. Let's have a look here. Yeah, late morning. Almost noontime. 11-ish when it finally popped into this zone. In this morning session, I said, yeah, keep going up the time frames. Start from the 65, go to the 130, go to the 195, as you see here, 195, and then go up to the 240. It's going to find one of these EMAs, right? And that's exactly what it did. It found the first EMA, 195, 195-minute EMA 50. Look at that. Kissed it. Broke through it. Support. You see, it found it. It was going for the 195-minute EMA. That's 3 hours and 15 minutes, right? And what was the resistance line? 240 minutes EMA 50. Look at that. Perfect. See? So that's what you do in general, guys. That's what I do. When it starts rocketing somewhere, that's what I start following it. I start going up the time frames. I'm like trying to figure out, where are you going? Which one of these are you headed for? Which one of these EMA 50s are you headed for? So today was the 195 and 240. So in general, that's a lot of power to be tracking to these higher level time frames, right? 195 is 3 hours 15 minutes. That's 240. That's 4 hours, right? That's pretty big. Okay, so that's all I wanted to show you today. I mean, once you start to figure out, okay, so I see you're tracking to the SMA 20 on the 5 minute, and now you're messing with 195 and 240 on the EMA 50. So you basically have like predicted what it's going to do, right? You can now anticipate what it's doing. It's like, oh, I see what you're doing. I see where you're going, right? So, yeah. Soon as I started to ping pong in here, I got out. I was like, oh, okay, you're trading in a range now, and I got out when I figured out it was the 240 up there. Like, oh, I'm out. I don't think you're gonna break that line today. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know, but not today. Okay. So that's what I want to show you about that. And next slide. This is just the 5-minute chart. Okay. Check this out. This might drop your jaw. Like, whoa. 5-minute MACD. All day. Towards the end of the day, when I started getting closer to zero line, I'm like, oh boy, here we go. What's going to happen? So I'm surprised it didn't collapse according to the MACD's collapse. But look at that. Huge. Right? That's a huge slope. That's at least like a 45-degree angle slope. Okay? So let's see what happens tonight in futures. I cannot predict. Okay? This morning I drew the bearish divergence here, right? And there. But boy, something popped it. Well, the jobless claims seems to have popped it. But let's see if it is sustained. That's why I got out today. I'm like, nope, I'm out. Looks too good to be true. I'm out. I day traded options today. Okay? So, I know a couple of you I was chatting with on Twitter did a pretty darn good job. Also, they did, yeah, they got to the tune of 400% gain. So, that's pretty good. Okay? All right, that's 5-minute chart. Okay, this is the 1-hour chart that's zoomed out on the left side. This is the same 1-hour chart that's zoomed in. Okay, let's talk more about zoomed in on the right side first. So basically, yesterday, just to summarize, it found support 3804 right here, the blue line. It found it, right? That marks it a higher low compared to that, and then it bounced the other way. That's basically what it boils down to. Okay. Now, these 3 X's, that's going to be answered in futures tonight. I don't know which one it's going to do. Is it going to turn and drop? Is it going to more float? If it floats, then we can expect another update tomorrow. That's the pop and float. And here's the pop and fall. Okay, that's pop and float. Or will it kind of come in and then go up? Then you can expect even more upside. Okay? I don't know which one. It's going to be one of these 3. I don't know which one it's going to be. Okay? So, on the 1-hour chart, I'm just saying, anticipate one of these 3 will be right. I don't know which one. Okay? Now, I redrew this channel top this morning that I showed you guys in this morning's episode. It pierced it, and it back tested way above it. Okay, I'm going to show you. Let me go ahead and show you right here, and zoom in. Okay, so these lines are also proposed channel tops, in case I was too aggressive in thinking this one. But I think at any rate, now that it's right here at this line, see that? So here's the channel top that I drew. It actually pierced it and back tested successfully right here on the second line. I think that's where you're going. Potentially tomorrow. Now this is the big kahuna, because this is the SMA. the weekly SMA 20 that you failed, that was, yeah, it was up here. It was up here, right? Boom, boom, boom. We just been rejected. This is an updated line. I moved it down. It was like 39 something before, but it was more up here. But it's been moved down because we've had like 3 down consecutive weeks. Okay, so I think that's where you're going tomorrow, SPY. Right? You're right here. You're going to the next line, but this next line's a big one. This next line's a big boy. Okay, it's the SMA 20. You've lost it already. You've not been able to recapture it all year. So I think that's going to be a formidable line that I don't think it's going to cross it. I don't think it's going to break through it. Okay, so I have my doubts. Okay, so that's all I wanted to show you about that. So I'll zoom back out. If you wanted to kind of see how I drew the lines there, if you want to draw in your own lines to kind of track it, right? Okay. Next one, final slide, the 4-hour chart. Now, basically, same thing but on the 4-hour view. Here is what I want to show you. I talked about this morning's episode, but it's important. I want to re-emphasize it. These last 2 humps right here, the 4-hour humps, these are big, right? Big humps. They both stopped exactly at the 0 line because they were met with resistance by the 4-hour EMA 50 and the 4-hour MACD 0 line. They're both resistance. Here's the 4-hour EMA 50 here. See how it stopped it there? Stopped it there. Now, we are at it again, right at the 4-hour EMA 50, right? We're at it again. Okay, so, yeah, this is going to be interesting. What's going to happen tomorrow? Can't predict what's going to happen tomorrow. Okay, we're just going to have to let this one play out and observe what futures is going to do. I think futures is going to tell you a lot in the morning, not tonight. Probably not. I find that a lot of moves happen in the early mornings when we're all sleeping. All of us are sleeping. 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. That's when the crazy moves happen. Not at 11 p.m., 10 p.m. when we're all awake. Okay? So, now, so these last 2 humps were stopped cold by the 4-hour EMA 50. Will this one be stopped by the weekly SMA? See that? You see, here's where we closed today. Look at the proximity between, well, we closed way down here, right? That's a red candle. We closed down here. Look at the proximity of this red candle up here to the SMA. Same proximity between the MACD line and the 0 line, right? That's why I suspect that's where the markets are headed. Weekly SMA, 3886. I suspect that's where it's going. I suspect. I don't know if that to be true or not. Okay? I think once it gets there, once it gets there, I think you need to start think about getting some puts. I don't think it's going to take it back. I don't think so. That weekly SMA line, has been the bane of SPY's existence all year. Including, last week, whatever, right? It's just getting smashed over and over and over again. Okay? So, that's kind of where I'm at. Let me know if you have any comments or questions. But, yeah, that's basically all I needed to show tonight. So, and let's see here. Let me zoom back out. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. I was doing some real-time updates today, talking to several of you tweeters. Good conversations, good, constructive, fruitful conversations out there, okay? Please give the video a like, share, subscribe, or click to be notified. And with that, I am Agent 000 signing off.